first one. Eh? Wait. I see. Okay. So this one will not be counted. So just let me know which one is not a heroic couplet. I didn't set the questions here. So which one is not a heroic couplet? Which one? Grace? Or Tina? What is a heroic couplet? Two lines which are rhymed and in iambic pentameter, and that's a heroic couplet. And we got examples of those, of this one from the Sound and Sense passage from the Essays on Criticism by Alexander Pope. Okay, so which one is not a heroic couplet? Huh? The second one, right? Okay. Well, actually, the answer is in it. The second one is in Alexandrine, and that is hexameter, 六音部, 12 syllables. Okay, so this is the way I counted it for you. Okay, that like a wounded snake drags its slow length long. So it's very long. No, it's more than 10 syllables. There are 12 syllables here. Okay? Okay, so now you can use your remote control. This is a powerful poem. Read it yourself. Okay, you're done, right? Why did you? It is welcome because Crimson Joy, right? This is what is really fascinating about the poem. There was a film called Dangerous Liaison. It's a very old film. I'm not sure if you saw it or have seen it. In the film, it is presented that a dilettante, a playboy, seduced a virgin by lying to her and say that, I'm curing you of your disease by inserting my organ into you. And it's like the function of leech. 你们知道以前那个在治疗的时候有一种放血的function是用那个 leech 怎么讲？水蛭用 leech 来放血。Okay, so the playboy lied to the virgin at first to say that it's good for you to have sex with me, although the virgin actually didn't know that it was sex until a moment when she got hooked up on it. She found pleasure in the sex, and then she welcomed the healing, the treatment, etc., etc. And that happened in the 18th century. I think the poem here has that connotation, and that is, when a flower or a woman gets destroyed, sometimes she may welcome the destruction, and that is what is most complicated in some situations of victimization or sexual harassment. And that is sometimes the women involved may not really understand what it means. Like the little girl may not understand what it means. And then but then she senses a pleasure, etc. Okay, so I think that what is very sinister and complicated in this poem is that the rose has the bed of crimson joy. So she welcomes the destruction. Okay, although she may not know what it actually involves. Okay, that it means destruction. Okay, it is presented not in iambic Here, Rose, right from the start, you have this apostrophe with spondy, right? Double stress. Okay, thou art sick. Anapast. 轻轻重 da da da. Okay, the invisible womb 也是一样 da 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 da. Okay, and it reads very fast because of the anapast. 就是轻轻重，或是我们讲说短短长。Okay, that flies in the night again, anapast. So there is an alteration between iamb, spondy, and anapast. And the anapast make the reading very fast, as if destruction can happen like within seconds. Okay. Yes, it has sexual connotation because of the red color, and also the image of bed, and also worm. Also the image of the sexual organ too. Okay, it is paradoxically presented because, it is both destructive and pleasant. So I think that's something. Also, dark, secret love. It's both dark and love. Destruction can be, love can be destructive. So that is again paradoxical. Okay, let's move on. Okay, basically, London is a poem that presents the evils or the problems in the industrialized London, 19th century London. Okay, so here I'm asking you, which of the following is not symbolic of the social institutions of London? Okay. Yes, the last one. I think that in my PowerPoint, although I didn't explain it, in my PowerPoint I noted that the whole poem has a progression from the general situations to the very specific. So it starts with every, every cry, every infant, every voice, every band, an overall general situations, to something very specific. But the specific images are actually symbolic of social institutions, like the church, the cleaning system, in the city, the army, the palace, the prostitution, okay, and marriage hearse. Okay, so marriage is actually a hearse, something that can kill people, which is deadly. Okay, so the last two stanzas shows how all the social institutions which should be supporting the whole social structure, 家庭、教会、军事等等, which should be supportive of the social structure, are dysfunctioning. Okay, and the charter is suggestive of the use of contract, in the industrial age, or in the capitalist society, to such a degree that even Thames gets charter, get carved up so that one part of it belongs to one person. It's all within control. Okay. Okay. So yeah, every cry of every man. The image itself, does not involve any social institution. Okay. Next one. Sorry, the words are not clear. How should I cannot. Okay, let me read it for you. How should I play it? Okay. All of a sudden, I don't know. I didn't use this function before. Some of you are choosing the answer already. Okay. Okay. Let me do it this way. Yes, I think this is clearer. This is the last stanza. Oh, really? This is clearer? Okay. Okay. So this is the last stanza. And what makes this stanza in I Wander Lonely as a Cloud different from all the previous stanzas? Actually, the clever one might have got the answer from what is put down below here. These are the codes to show the answers. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's see if we can get your yes. Okay. Yes. Number 3. Okay. It is not the only merry part. When the speaker goes to the countryside and see the daffodils, he's very happy. Okay, and he sees the daffodils dancing in the wind, and the dances are merrier than the dances of the waves. Okay, but the last stanza shows that the speaker is alone at home and reflects on what happened before. And it is at that moment when he feels that the daffodil flash on his inward eyes, his soul, to make him his heart filled with pleasure. Okay, so there are two kinds of pleasure. One is the pleasure of movement, the visual pleasure of seeing the daffodils out in the countryside, and the other is in reflection. Then you feel the influence of daffodils in your mind or the soul. Okay, so the only different thing about this stanza is that it is a past tense. Okay, it is in the past tense, and it is reflection. I cannot show you the question now, so it should be number 3. Should be number 3. Okay, let's get the last question. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Just read the question. Here, I want you to choose the wrong interpretation. Let me read them for you. The questions are awfully long. The first one: beauty is truth, truth is beauty. That is all you know on earth and all you need to know. This is to confirm the absolute truth, the absolute value of the urn. So this is number 1. In the poem, the urn has been addressed both as human and an object, as a human and an object. So that's the second interpretation. The third one, in the poem, the speaker goes through an empathic process. Empathic, something further, more down than sympathy. Sympathy 是同情 empathy 是同理心. So empathic process of entering the urn scenes to address the figures on the urn. Number 4, the poem's turning point is the end of stanza 3, where the speaker mentions human sufferings from passion. Okay, so which one is the wrong one? Ken Lee? This time I'm not going to take your score. I'll use this as attendance. Okay, just as attendance. Sorry for the malpractice. I'm too clumsy with machines. So Ken, so which one is wrong? How about Jane? Which one is wrong? Huh? Number 4? No, number 4 is right. The turning point is indeed the last 2 lines of stanza 3. Yeah. Number 3? No. Why do you think it's number 3? I think this is a good answer. Why? Why do you think it's number 3? Didn't we say that in the first stanza, in the second stanza, the speaker talks to the youth, the figures on the scene, right? On the urn. So it's actually addressing people in the urn, on the urn. So in the story, and that's an empathic process. Yeah. Okay. How about Felicie? You had 2 more choices. Why? Why is it number 1? Why is number 1 wrong? Huh? Because number 2 is right. Okay. The question is absolute. Yes. Right. Because here the speaker said that's all you know on earth and all you need to know. It means that there are other kinds of truths. So the truth the urn has or the urn embodies is not the absolute truth. It's just one kind of truth. Maybe it's a kind of aesthetic truth. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry about the problem with machines. Okay, let's begin our class today. Yes, last time we talked about Ode on the Grecian Urn, and I show you how there is a process, a development of the speaker's relation to the urn in the 5 stanzas. You know, entering and then moving backwards. You know, first going nearer and nearer the urn, and then moving backwards. And please, attention, please. Okay. So the process is first starting with the asking of some questions, and then empathy, confirmation, and the third stanza seems to be simplistically affirmative. Oh, happy urn, happy bow, etc. You know, a lot of repetitions. But, you know, you can see that there's a climax, but then there is a radical turn to despair or to a realization that this type of ecstasy, 就狂喜, you know, a kind of extreme pleasure, is impossible for human beings. You know, it's impossible for us to stay in such kind of simplistic and total pleasure forever, because then the speaker thought of human passions, human sufferings, and then in stanza 4, it shows another kind of thinking, questioning of the urns from a human perspective or from a historical perspective, to ask what happens before and after. You know, where the procession, the ritual procession, will head on, head to, or where they are from. The speaker gets to be concerned with the empty town, the town that's empty of people because of the departure of this procession. Okay, and basically, it can be seen as a kind of process of empathy, but it's also an ekphrastic point,读画诗, and you get this kind of ekphrastic poem, 读画诗. More than once. Like Musée des Beaux-Arts is one. Anecdote of the Jar is another one. Ozymandias, the third one. My Last Duchess, the fourth one. In other words, a poem which reads another work of art. You know, like a film, a piece of music, some dances or paintings, sculpture. You know, is called ekphrasis, 读画诗. 读画诗有时候不一定是画 ，sculpture 也算是，这个翻译是比较 narrow， 好，可是它事实上任何其他的 other forms of art 都可以算是。Now usually, when we deal with this kind of poem, later on, in your other classes, you may come across other poems like this. There are some general issues, such as how there are differences between different languages of arts, like plastic art, which is more frozen than temporal arts, which is usually developing in time, has a kind of linear, 就是线性的发展 okay, or how music, appeals to our senses more than maybe a poem or a story, which we get to understand more from a kind of rational perspective, rationally, okay, instead of just feeling it with our body. Music and rhythm we tend to feel and appreciate more through our body. But then, with story, we try to understand with our mind. Okay, so with different forms of art, we have different kinds of approaches, but then there are communication, there are overlappings between these two different forms of art. And sometimes when a poem deals with different forms of art, sometimes it's a question of art and life. It's a question of what art can do to life. And this can connect a poem like Ozymandias, Musée des Beaux-Arts, My Last Duchess, to poems such as Shall I Compare Thee to a Summer's Day? Okay, it's all to do with how art can be immortal, or relatively speaking, immortal. More, it can last longer than human beings. But then, when we get to Ozymandias, it's still not, immortality. No, our works can still can still disintegrate and turn to dust one day. Okay. Okay, and then of course, Musée des Beaux-Arts involves also reinterpretation of the paintings by Bruegel, the elders. Okay.